First of all, congratulations on the delivery of your baby. You mentioned that your little girl is 2 weeks old and she wants to eat what seems like constantly. And this is normal to feel in the beginning as a mom, and it's actually normal for babies to do. For one, babies have very, very tiny tummies in the beginning, and so they can only eat small amounts, and they do this very frequently throughout the day. So babies normally want to eat every 2 to 3 hours, and even sometimes every hour until their tummies start to get bigger. The other piece of the puzzle is that they're growing very rapidly, so they have to take in a lot of food in order to grow. In addition to the just wanting to eat every 2 to 3 hours normally, sometimes they go through growth spurts where they want to eat more frequently than that. And this is nature's way of bumping up your breast milk supply, because the more often you nurse your baby, the more milk your body will make. And so your baby will want to eat every hour or two for, the better parts of 3 or 4 days, and then they kind of slow down. And at that point, your body's been stimulated to make more milk. And so that's how you go from making 2 to 3 ounces every couple of hours when the baby's born to, 4 to 6, or even sometimes 7 and 8 ounces by the time your baby's 6 months old. Now, you asked a really good question about soothing your baby, and is she looking to suck to soothe or to actually get nourishment? And it's really hard to tell with young babies. Really, the best thing to do is to nurse her on demand. But if she's latched onto you all the time, you're going to get so sore if she won't take a binky. You can continue to introduce the binky and see if one day she'll take to it, but sometimes babies just don't. And there are pros and cons to that. There are other things you can do to soothe her, though. As long as you've just fed her, you've changed her, you've given her plenty of love, if she's still crying, there's always good old swaddling. So wrap her tightly in a blanket and hold her and rock her. Sometimes babies like noises, and so there's noise machines out there. Like sometimes it's static from a TV, it's beach waves. Just some babies, you've even heard moms say, like things like vacuum cleaners or the consistent sound of a dryer or a fan in the background. Some mothers put their babies on the dryer because their babies like the vibration, and don't do that because that can be harmful to your baby. But this is also another reason why babies like car rides, because it's just the same sound in the background, the soothing motion that puts them to sleep. So you can try those types of things. And then if all else fails and your baby's still crying, but you just fed her and you're pretty sure you're making enough, which the only way you can tell is if she's having at least 6 wet diapers a day and she's growing properly. And if you have questions about that, ask your pediatrician. But if she's getting enough to eat, and you just fed her, there's nothing wrong with putting her in the crib for a couple of minutes and letting her cry, especially if you feel yourself getting frustrated. Sometimes babies are safer in a crib while they're crying instead of in your arms if you're frustrated and sleep deprived and undergoing all the hormone changes that are happening in your body after delivering a baby. Also enlist the help of family members and friends who can come help you with her while you get some rest, and that will just recharge your battery and help you to be able to cope with the long, difficult nights. Also keep in mind that even though she's really little now, and sometimes it's difficult, these are also precious days, and they won't last forever. And sometime between about 6 to 8 weeks, she'll start to eat more, meaning her tummy's bigger and she can handle more volume, so she starts to space out her feedings a little bit and also sleep better at night. At about this point, babies start to eat 3 to 4 ounces every 3 to 4 hours and sleep maybe 4 to 6 hours at night. And so this is obviously very helpful for you. Good luck with everything. Enjoy her. And if you have any other questions for me in the future, feel free to ask them on our Facebook page at facebook.com/Intermountain Moms, and recommend us to your friends and family too.